The biggest lie about marriage is that the wedding is the finish line. But the truth is, it's the starting line. We're talking about that today in this episode. Well, we're back once again.
Yes.
For episode number 7 of Late Night Conversations, and we're getting right into the question, why is marriage so hard after the wedding's over?
That's right.
After the wedding's over.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good one.
It is. It's going to be good. And also, we've taken a little bit of a break.
A little.
But not.
Just 1 week. Don't.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't intentional.
Not intentional.
But we were not here for a couple weeks because our whole
sick.
House was sick.
We
So,
got something. Probably
yeah.
the Rona. Because there's a
I don't
lingering
know.
cough. And we couldn't, we were going to film at the end of the sickness on like a Saturday or Sunday, but we realized we're going to be coughing in the middle
Yeah,
of
we still
trying to
had a
film. And so
lingering
we
cough.
felt better, but the cough just wasn't going away. So here we are.
Here we are.
If
We
we
made it.
cough, we're going to try not to cough in the mics. But we're here.
Here we made it. So let's talk about why marriage is so hard once again. And we're going to start with just the myth that everybody believes that the wedding is the finish line,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really not.
Yeah.
It is the starting line. And let's talk about that some more.
Yeah, I think, for us, our context is a lot different from a lot of people in today's culture and society, and kind of like the idea people have and present for marriage and weddings.
Mm-hmm.
Our wedding was simple.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just, in a room, family and friends or anything like that, or it wasn't just the peace. Nothing against any of those things.
Yeah.
But it was simple because we didn't have any money.
No, we did not. We were flat broke.
We didn't come from families with money.
That's right.
So it's not like anyone had $50,000 to blow on a wedding.
Yeah.
So, there was no venue being rented.
Yep.
There was no photographer being lined up. Although, the venue was our church, our home church.
Mm-hmm.
The photographer was someone in the church.
That volunteered their time to
yeah.
take pictures of our wedding.
Special music was done by friends in the church. They sung. And
we were incredibly blessed. I think that we were so blessed by the people of our church.
Yeah. It wouldn't have happened without them.
To have such a large, it was fairly large wedding.
We had everything.
Yeah.
It just wasn't what people think today of a wedding. It
Right.
was a more of a traditional wedding of the time. We got married in 2000. So, and it was a larger
Like I had a big
celebration.
beautiful dress.
Yeah.
Like, it had all
tuxes,
the
bridesmaids, ring
parts.
girl.
Yeah. To the wedding.
Is it ring girl?
Ring boy, I think.
Ring boy?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. It's
I
probably
don't-
something else.
It's been
Ring
so
dogs.
long. Yeah. Who knows
I
what it
don't
is
know.
now? Yeah.
Now people have their dogs
Yep.
incorporated in their wedding. But
The point is.
the point is, it was this very special day.
Right.
It really was. It was a very special day that, is unforgettable. But life does go on
Okay.
after that day.
It is unforgettable. This
Yes.
just hit me while we're talking here. It is unforgettable because if we could find a VHS player, we're so old.
Right.
Our wedding was recorded on a VHS. We have the VHS of our wedding.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving
Yeah.
on to
So we realized that once the honeymoon was over, just
Mm-hmm.
like it is in everybody's wedding, you come back and reality hits.
Yep.
Life happens. And all the things that come with life happens.
Mm-hmm.
The challenges, the ups and downs, the responsibilities,
Yep.
the ins and outs of life, the working, the going to work, coming home, the everyday mundane. And I think that
Especially if you didn't live together before.
right, which
you
we
know.
didn't.
Yeah.
And so also, we were a little younger.
Yeah.
So
Can we clarify something from a previous episode? I just got to get this off of my chest.
okay, I was 18 years old. I was an adult. Everybody.
There was a previous
Yes.
episode where she said, I was just a teenager.
Yes.
And it kind of, and she
And
was younger, and she was younger
18
than me,
is
but
still
she
a
was.
teenager.
True.
But it's an older teenager.
Correct.
Yes, I was 18 years old.
I was 21, you were 18.
Yes. And so, and I had already graduated high school, by the way.
Yes.
So, we were just two young kids getting our life started, you know? And so the idea of bills and responsibilities, and I mean, if you think about yourself at 18, I mean, what does life look like that now? Or even like if you have children that are that age, I mean, no shade, but our kids don't really know.
Yeah, they don't know about
They
life.
don't know a lot about life, like even I feel like we did at that time, you know? And I felt like we knew a lot, but there was so much that we didn't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's a hair in my eye. And so I just felt like after the wedding part was over, it's like, oh, okay, so
Reality
life is
hits.
life is going on, and
Real
what do we
life
do
hits.
now? There's
Yeah.
this big, thing of
Because
what we do now.
everyone's like, you invite everyone. It's the look at me thing,
Right.
and you're the center of the attention.
You're the center. You're the show.
Everyone's giving you gifts.
Yeah,
They're giving you
everyone's
congratulations.
clapping.
They're
Yeah.
clapping. They're giving you, their advice and encouragement for a long marriage. And you have the, the after. What is that? I don't even
The
know.
reception.
The reception. And people are dancing.
We're showing
and-
our age.
Yeah,
This
man, we don't
this
even know
is
we don't even know how
terrible.
this works anymore. and so it's like all eyes on you as a
Right.
couple.
Yeah.
But when you get back from that honeymoon, which by the way,
Yes.
our church blessed us with the honeymoon also. So
Yes.
man, I'm telling you,
I'm so grateful
Yes.
for our church family.
And so you get back
Mm-hmm.
and no one's clapping for you anymore.
That's right.
You're not the center of everyone's attention.
Mm-hmm.
You only had their attention for 1 to 2 hours, maybe
Yeah.
3 or 4, however long your reception goes. And so there's this reality that hits, and it's like, man, what do we do now?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
How do we actually make this work?
And I think too, what happens in a lot of instances where, it's the Cinderella story that everybody always dreams of. Or I know, like, your little girl, you're a little girl, and you think of being Cinderella, and you think of all the things, the beautiful ball gown, the, dancing with the prince, and all the things.
Yeah.
And it's just a big party. It's a big celebration. And although, yes, that is the truth.
You danced with the night.
I danced
Yeah.
with the night. Yeah. That is the truth. But at the same time, the Cinderella story is kind of, it's fake. It doesn't exist. It's not real.
Right.
It's not a real life situation, because when the music stops, I
Right.
mean, you're by yourself, on this new journey with someone new. And so you kind of feel like, oh, well, maybe I've been forgotten or something like that. Because when you get in the rhythm of everyday life, sometimes the everyday kind of feels like that. It feels like you've been, you just get stuck in a routine.
Well, I
of
mean,
doing all the
if we
things.
lean back into the whole upfront celebration, you spent 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with this person on your honeymoon, if you're lucky enough.
Yeah.
And so you're totally removed from reality.
From reality, from life. You're on the beach somewhere, honey, just, living it up in the sun. Yeah.
then
you don't have any bills.
and then you're new-
at
you're-
that point in time when you're on the
Let's go back to the beach. Let's go back to the beach.
No one's calling you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
you are
hold
just
on.
living it up.
I know, but let's go back to the beach for 1 second. I'm having just, going down memory lane. I remember our church paid for us to go to Cancun
Yes.
for 5 or 6 days. I don't know. It was insane.
Yeah.
The whole thing. We were so blessed. And we're on the beach. I've never been out of, Texas, I don't think, at the time. I don't know if you had been much. So we're in a whole nother world on a, resort. And we're in the, Cancun water. And I remember my wife, my new wife, yells out, "My ring!"
Oh, yeah.
And oh my God, all I could think of is,
Yes.
oh no, did we come all the way to Cancun on our
Right.
honeymoon and we're going to lose the ring, but thank God it was not
wasn't
your
that
wedding
ring.
ring. Oh
Yes.
my goodness. I've never been more relieved in my life.
Yes, it wasn't that ring, although it was a ring that you had given me that was very near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
But
Aw.
so we can actually say a part of us is in Cancun,
Is in
still.
Cancun, yep.
So yeah. And but anyways.
So you talked about the whole Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Right? And there's this thing that comes along with a wedding day that it's not wrong, guys. It's not we're not anti this. It's just a false reality. It's this reality that we're going to have perpetual romance.
Yeah.
And it just like there's been times I've been good at it, and there's been times I've honestly been terrible at it, I know what you want, I know your love language, and just life happens.
Yeah.
And it's not like I wake up every day thinking I don't want to, swoop my wife off her feet and be that shining, knight in shining armor. It's just reality happens, and you just got to be intentional. We've talked about intentionality.
Yeah.
But there's also this idea that emotionally, I mean, because there's this emotional high. You're in love.
Yeah, you're on top of the world.
You come home, and real life is happening.
Yeah. I think, too, that the wedding in itself is its own highlight reel, right? If you think about it in that term, it's its own highlight reel. It's what's being out there. But the marriage portion is just the everyday, daily footage behind the scenes that nobody sees. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so
I hear you.
You just, if you can kind of think of it like that, I think that also is just a thing. But yes, you get into this, those expectations that you feel like, and then it's actually like Cinderella in reverse.
Yeah.
Because now, instead of having this beautiful ball gown, instead of having, this.
You got a moo-moo. You're waking up in a moo-moo now.
Instead of having this beautiful ball gown, now you have like your house cleaning clothes on,
the tuxedo's
and
gone.
You're scrubbing toilets, so it's like Cinderella in reverse, and you're, cleaning the floors, and you're doing dishes and laundry and bills and all the things, grocery store runs and
real
cooking
life.
And just all the real life stuff that happens on the day-to-day that nobody sees, that can just get a little tiring. And how many times do we think that, well, maybe if we just have a baby, like that'll just make it so much easier, and that'll bring emotional ease to the situation, when in reality, when you add that, that extra...
The extra emotions? A whole human being.
Emotions.
I'll never forget. Look, talking about the emotional ease that you thought you would experience just because you were married, We're married, life will be easier. It's just a lie. You got to work on it. But I remember after we had Hannah, our first one, like you were obsessed with, was it a Baby Story?
Yeah, Baby Story.
So you did two things. You worked and then you watched Baby Story.
That's right. I did.
And so that was like she worked and watched Baby Story. If I knew two things, she was going to be at work and watch Baby Story.
Yeah.
And I remember after we had Hannah, this is another big highlight. It's your first child. Like, this family was created to multiply and produce kids after your name, and part of you and part of me. And it's so beautiful. And you come home from work, and your wife, who has dreamed for 2.5 years of holding her own baby, is emotionally unstable.
Yeah.
She's crying about this being that she now has, that she dreamed of, that you both dreamed of. And it's like, man, again, the emotions, emotions are part of who we are, but we cannot gauge, how great.
And you don't know how hard it's going to be until it actually happens. And then you realize, I realized by the second, third, fourth, you know, child that, okay, it's normal. It's a
Yep.
part of
The whole process.
the whole process of, you know, being able to have a baby, birth a baby, then your body's going to go through all these different changes and you're emotionally going to experience all these different changes when in reality that wasn't communicated to me in the beginning. So when you're actually going through it, it's very hard to decide, is this me? Is this, because of the situation? Like what is happening and why am I experiencing all these things? And then your husband, he's just looking at you like you're a science project
We're
because,
both clueless.
he has no idea what's going on. And so you
Well,
bring all of this stuff in. This is a part of life
yeah,
now. This is a part of
of the marriage.
This is a part of the things that people don't actually tell you. They don't warn you that these things are going to happen. And so you're left to kind of figure all this stuff out on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just very, very difficult. And so being able to learn, okay, this is okay. You're going to be okay. It's just a part of what happens when you go through, this stage of life.
Yep.
Instead of, oh, well, let's just throw the whole marriage out together because I'm crying, he's coming home, he doesn't know how to deal with me, and then the baby's crying, and then we're all crying together. It's just, and it becomes this big thing when in reality, after
it's completely normal for the
yeah,
most
it's
part.
just so normal. But in the moment, it feels very heavy.
Fragile.
It feels, yes. And so that could take a toll on your marriage as well that no one really tells you about.
Let's talk about the second part of this episode. Why does everyday faithfulness feel invisible in marriage? Everyday faith, just like showing up and just doing life together. Why does that feel so invisible? I think people get to that point.
Yeah.
Where it's like this, maybe this isn't what I signed up for. When in reality, it's exactly what you signed up for.
Exactly what you signed up for.
You just weren't aware of it.
Yes. And you also signed up to do it with the person that you are doing it with.
Right.
And so, just a disclaimer, real quick, just a little timeout that has nothing to do with this episode, but I just wanted to throw it in there, that the person you married is the person that you chose. And so all those flaws and things that you see in that person, they don't change just because you got married. Like that person isn't automatically going to become a different person just because you said I do. You chose that, and now you're living with that. And so that just goes also to say, be careful. I mean, you want to know without a shadow of a doubt that this is the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, because when we say I do, we don't say I do for the moment. We say I do forever. And I think that is also a misconception that nowadays it's so easy to just say I don't.
Right.
And that's really sad. But that's also a reality.
I wish I could have cued some music right there, right when you were saying that. There's this song that you like. It's a country song. When I said I do,
yes,
I meant
Clint
that
Black.
I will.
Yes.
Anyways, we're getting off track here.
Yes.
Let's talk about things like that are just invisible. Let's talk about things like staying calm in an argument.
Right.
Because everyone's gonna have arguments, disagreements, and be careful with fighting. I mean, one of the things that I've noticed, this is just me personally, something I've noticed. Most couples almost enjoy fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets very heated. I mean, and it's very emotional in the wrong way. And we've got to make sure we draw a line and a distinction between arguments and disagreements and fighting. Fighting is toxic. It's harmful. Nothing good comes from it.
I remember reading in one of Craig Rochell's books that he wrote with his wife, actually, and he has a whole chapter in there talking about fighting fair.
Yep.
And I love that chapter because I think sometimes the way you handle disagreements in your marriage is a big part of what you've seen being played out, maybe in your own life as a kid being brought up in your home life or whatever. And so sometimes what you bring into the marriage may not be, it may not be the best at what you've seen on how to handle
Right,
conflict.
right.
And so learning how to fight fair, because we're in this together, we're on the same team. We are not fighting against each other. We're fighting for each other, right? And so we want to always keep that in our forefront because it's so easy to allow the enemy to put thoughts in our minds about the situation or our spouse of, whatever we're going through. And by the end of the day, something that was so minute that happened maybe that morning, maybe he left his clothes on the floor or something, blew up in your mind to where now he's coming home at the end of the day and it's like, I think I want to pack up my stuff and leave, and it's like, well, wait, hold on, like we just
When I
need to
said
talk about,
I do.
maybe picking up after ourselves. Like, I don't know, but it's just the mind games that we allow to creep into our mind, and we allow ourselves to kind of exalt those things that,
They get bigger than they
they
actually
get
are.
bigger than they actually are. And so learning how to fight fair, and it's not, calling each other names. It's not cursing at one another. It's just basic. Can we have a, conversation?
Yeah.
And that's why I love the title of our podcast
Channel,
is
Late Night
Night
Conversations.
Conversations, because really marriage is all about a million conversations that you can have in one day. But how we have those conversations, how we go about that is what is key.
And if we can get couples and people that are married having conversations, we will minimize those fights because you're learning each other, you're knowing each other more, you're expressing more, you're communicating. One of the biggest breakdowns in marriage is communication. So we've got to understand that, there's no one's going to cheer when you just hold your tongue in an argument, in a
That's right.
disagreement.
No one's
when
gonna
you
clap for
don't
that.
elevate your voice, when you don't slam the door. Those are all emotional,
When you
childish outbursts.
When you choose kindness over sarcasm.
That's right. Ooh, I don't like sarcasm.
I
don't like
when
sarcastic
you choose
people.
to be you choose to be nice instead of passive aggressive. Because a lot of people think that passive aggressiveness is a form of, oh, well, I held my tongue.
Right.
No, honey, we knew exactly what you were doing, and you were just.
I can probably be passive aggressive sometimes.
You were cutting subtly. That's what was happening. You were just cutting subtly. But then also, when you are choosing to stay engaged rather than withdrawing,
Yep.
Stay engaged with each other,
Right.
rather than withdrawing from one another.
Yeah.
Because nothing is going to get resolved if you choose to withdraw. It's just going to get worse.
Yep.
And there's just going to create a bigger gap in between you two. And that upsets the entire house. All the kids are going to know. Everyone's going to know.
People at work are going to
know. Mom and dad.
People at church are going to know.
Yeah, like everyone's going to know. And so.
But what you got to do is you got to do another country song. I'd start walking your way.
Yes.
Okay, let's stop singing. Here's one of the big takeaways. Marriage is not a milestone you achieve.
That's right.
Marriage is not a milestone you achieve. It's a living covenant you maintain. And when we say maintain, we don't say maintain to keep it at the same level. I firmly believe your marriage can grow and increase. It's not like, we've got this amount of respect and love and honor for each other. I think that can just grow with the years. It doesn't have to dwindle.
Right.
You should admire that person more. We both are getting a little bit of gray in our hair. Me more than you, but I do got 3 years on you. But it's not like, ooh, we're getting old. It's kind of like we're learning things together. We're living life together.
That's right.
We're in it as a team.
You're growing as a person together, because who I was at 18 when I said I do is not the woman I am now. I was able to grow with you and in our marriage. And so even that, just learning each other as we grow too is very helpful too.
And it's that idea that there's the marriage, I mean the wedding that has happened. The applause is gone. The celebration is over. And now we've kind of gotten into just daily rhythms and routines and stewardship of the relationship. And we've got to understand that's normal. We've got to understand that you've got to learn to make those things and be as creative as possible to enjoy those things.
And also say thank you to your spouse.
Yeah.
Appreciate your spouse, because when those things they can be, they get relentless sometimes, And so just saying thank you. Hey, honey, I really appreciate what you did today. Thank you for taking out the trash today. Or thank you for, the small things that our spouse does do that we really, truly appreciate. He brings me coffee every morning. And I am so thankful that he does that. And so it means a lot to me.
Cheers.
It's a small act of kindness, but to me, it's huge. And that just speaks volumes about his love for me. So I appreciate that.
But also it gets into learning each other. I know you're not a morning person. So, it's just easier for me as the morning person to get up, make the coffee, and then bring you the coffee. And it's just like, it alleviates the whole argument over who's going to make the coffee. Well, I'm going to. Not just because I love you, because I'll do it because I love you.
Yeah.
But you're not a morning person.
Yeah.
You're not more apt to just wake up and be alive. You've got to kind of slowly come alive in the morning. And so it just, I'm serving us better by being the one making the coffee.
Yeah.
Because I know you.
Yeah.
I don't have to make you a morning person. I bring you some coffee. I help make your morning.
And I appreciate it. And I love you. And so here's the thing that we're trying to say is the wedding in itself, although that was almost 26 years ago for us, the wedding day in itself, no one's clapping for that anymore.
Nope.
But us together, we can clap for each other in the small things that we do for each other every single day.
That's so
and
good.
so we appreciate each other.
Yeah.
And so making that known to your spouse, hey, honey, I appreciate you. Thank you for what you do. And that right there will help tend this garden of marriage and help those things flourish so beautifully in your marriage.
Yeah, I love this picture. The marriage moves from the wedding where everyone is celebrating you to you getting to celebrate each other.
That's right.
Quietly, behind closed doors. Who cares what you're posting on Facebook or making people think? If that's a facade, we're going to find out sooner or later. It's what you're doing behind closed doors that matters. Cultivating that relationship to see that thing flourish. Listen, if your marriage feels ordinary right now, it doesn't mean it's dying.
No.
It just means it's maturing.
That's right.
And it's time to put your garden gloves on in your marriage and get to work.
That's right.
Learn each other, grow together, and see what happens.
That's right. Hey, you know what? We were so happy to be with you today. If you enjoyed this podcast at all, please share it with your friends.
Do it.
And we'll see you next time.
Until then, peace.